Hello, everybody, and I love this series. I am going to do a playthrough due to the fact the Legacy of Kain Defiance game is coming out. As you can see, I am playing Soul Reaver, but I am playing the remastered Soul Reaver before it comes out. Um, I was going to do Soul Reaver the first one, um, but due to the fact the puzzles always trip me up in the first game, I am going to be playing the second one before the remaster of Defiance. So I am playing Soul Reaver 2. Um, I will be playing this one. So like, share. I hope you enjoy.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods?
Oh
As
man.
such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
Okay, before we get this major one is, if you don't know the story of Legacy of Kain,
Where
please don't
am
watch
I?
this.
Is the
Now I will be
usual
using the
question.
old school
In
graphics.
your case, when might be more apt?
I like the old school graphics
Very
better.
well, you old snake.
If you'd prefer I use my bare hands.
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me, sir? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then, but consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But Do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm playing Soul Reaver. Hold on. As I said before, I am playing Soul Reaver 2. Um, the reason being, I have always been a huge fan of this franchise since I was a little boy. I remember playing the originals when they came out. Yes, to most people, the combat may seem repetitive, but the storytelling is really good. Um, but the storytelling is really good, so I really do enjoy. Like I said, I really do enjoy playing this franchise. Uh, oh, whoops! I toggled back to the new graphics. Oh well. I guess I'll just if I actually toggle to the new graphics. Oh well. But anyway, yeah, I've played this series since I was a boy. I do want the revival of this series to come back, which is the reason why I'm so excited for this. Which is the reason why I'm so excited for this these remasters, the Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and the Defiance remaster that's recently coming out. I will be playing that on this channel. But yeah, I will be playing this on this channel. But don't misintrude my intentions for this franchise. I want this revival, but I do want the essence of this revival to come back. So if they don't do this series justice, I will not support it. But the reason I'm supporting it now because I really do love this franchise. Sorry, this is one of the very few franchises I get really excited about. So if I'm talking throughout this gameplay, don't mind me. But it's one of the this is my favorite franchise. I love this. I grew up with this. I hated the fact that Dark Prophecy was never released. And yeah.
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered.
So I will be talking throughout this playthrough, unlike most of my other ones.
My life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
But yeah, I do love articulate gothic stories. And this isn't your classic damn. Well, this isn't your classic goth story. So like it's articulate. It reminds me more of it always reminded me more of ancient like English playwrights like William Shakespeare, etc., where they're really articulate and very sophisticated in its storytelling. So if people look at me and go, "Whoa, oh, okay, looks like I caught a glitch already." Oh, okay, so it sucks because this got stuck. Ah, damn it. Of course. That sucks. That doesn't happen often, but there is a glitch in the game. So... What the hell? Yeah. There's a glitch. Okay, if not, let's see. Let's try this. If not, then I will continue. Okay. I hate that. I hate when that happens. I never thought I'd see that, though. I think I glitched my way out of this. How the hell did I do that? Alrighty. Okay. Okay. We're gonna come here. We're gonna continue right where I left off. Not right where I left off, but where I left off on my other playthrough, because I did start this playthrough pretty... See? So, yes, I know I'm taking you guys throughout the different... But it's my playthrough, so I can do whatever I want.
While
So,
I had
yes.
only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I skipped around with that, but... unfortunately... So you will eventually get the access to your Soul Reaver. But as I was saying before, whatever crazy reason that glitched on me. So let's let's take it back. So but yeah, anyway, damn it, I toggled to the new shit. Oh well. But yeah, me personally, fuck. I forgot where I was going with this. Sorry about that. Yeah. For people who are entering this franchise, this series, the combat, I admit, regardless of the story, I can honestly admit that. I understand that the combat is very repetitive, but the story is typically worth it if you get past the minor gameplay issues. You know what I mean? Me personally, I like the gameplay. I like the fact it's simple. And maybe because I'm a simple man, but for me, the gameplay was never an issue for me, so... We will meet Kain pretty soon, but yeah, that's all I got to say about the general game and why this game getting the remasters it's getting makes me so happy. So like I said, I will talk throughout this playthrough just because I love this game. I love this series. I love the Legacy of Kain series. And the fact that this game, like I said, but the simple fact that this game had several cancellations due to the fact of worry of sale, due to business being business, which, like I said, it always bums me out. But like I said, there's a reason for it. So. Yeah, there was a game that was supposed to come out called Dark Prophecy and Dead Sun. Those games ended up getting canceled. Those games ended up getting canceled. But with the release of the Defiance Remastered, you will be able to play a demo of it. And then hopefully we will be able to eventually go on and... Damn dog. soul is that fight. If you want me to do an explanation on each game, I will. But typically, people who are watching this have some knowledge of the franchise. So, but yeah, I will be playing Defiance when it comes out on the third, and I will be playing the new Ascended Heart of Darkness Ascending, I believe it's called. It's a completely new game in the series. It's a it's a it's a 2D platformer, which like I said, I'm okay with. Oh, I got stuck. Oh, your soul is mine. The one cool soul, the one cool soul eater. Who am I fucking with? I love Shang Tsung too, but Raziel is. Oh, I just love this series so much. So I will be, like I said, once again, I know the combat looks simple, which it, like I said, which it is.
Nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seem to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believe that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
Once again, I loved this. In terms of storytelling, I think the second Soul Reaver game and the Blood Omen game have the best plot twist in any game. Because when you think you know the answers, the game goes. And once again, like I said, it completely goes a 180 action. And I'm like, yes! I love plot twists in stories. And I love that they did a lot of foreshadowing throughout the series. I will never spoil anything for you guys, but there's there is a multitude of twists and turns in this story, and the storytelling deserves its praise, and it's the reason why I will forever and always love this series. This series actually, like I said, this series of games actually got me invested in writing and acting
Pillars
to
of
begin with.
Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me?
Yeah, I'm going back to
Mobius
the old school.
trolls for the ignorant and unwary.
Sorry, I
holding
keep
his
toggling
gasping
between the old
prey
school
from the
graphics and the new
streams
school
of their
one.
destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the Pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these Pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the Circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
The pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
God. You see what I'm talking about, people? That cutscene right there. When you think you have all the, this is the reason why I love this series so much. It's like when you think you have all the answers, the game just goes, "Huh, eat my butt. You don't know shit, Jack." And it's great. It's because it ended like the writing in this game kind of portrays toward, like I said, kind of works for today's standards too. Like, yes, we always think there's two options to every choice, but what if there's an option you never see? You know what I mean? It's to allow you to question with when things seem obvious. It kind of shows you that, kind of like in real life, you should always make sure there isn't another angle. There should always question things. Never just go along with the flow. And that's what I love about this series so much. It's just you think you know where the story's going, and you really don't. Oh,
I
dude, I'm
didn't
sorry.
know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like like everything is just so cool about this story's writing. It's just so many twists and turns, and especially if you're going through this like Raziel, or like if you play Blood Omen, going it through Kain, it's just you think you know shit and you don't, and it's awesome. That's what makes this story so grandiose. You know what I mean? Suck it dry. Oh, sorry guys. I know this is like people who watch my stuff. I know this sounds like the first time I'm actually getting excited about like something, but it's hard not to get excited about these. Same with those crows. You think they're just regular birds when you first play through them. Those are voradors, like birdlings and spies, kind of. It's kind of like the crows. If anybody who knows Norse mythology, it's kind of similar to the crows from. Uh, it's kind of similar to the crows that Odin has, but they're
From the moment
voradors.
of my
Now
arrival,
watch.
I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
See, and then you go here. Watch them go. It. Boom. They're green. Those are voradors. Sorry, I know I'm giving away some stuff from the movie, from the show, but it's just so hard not to. Because the story is just so awesome. Look, more birds. Those birds aren't just
From the look of it,
needlessly.
this door had been
Whoops, sorry,
sealed
let me
for
get the cutscene.
centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
I'm just saying, it's a story about fatalism, and it's like, do we accept our fate, or do we try to defy it? And it's like what free will versus fate is kind of
And
cool,
so it
and
was
it
with a
tells it in an
sense of
interesting way.
gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
Yes, and it's so cool. Fuck this, I don't care. This, God. Oh, right there. Oh, I beat this game back in the day, by the way, so it's like the reason I don't play the first one is because, like I said, first one's puzzles. Like I said, I played this game enough because I played this game enough. I mastered its puzzles, but the first game I can't say I have. So I just don't want to waste your guys' time when the puzzles come. And the puzzles here aren't, you know what I mean? They're kind of not one of those things where. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the puzzles in this one, there's not very many of them, unlike the first one where each level is kind of a puzzle. So the first one had more puzzles. That's the reason why I don't want to do it. This one, there is one every once in a while, but there's like I think there's like three of them, three or four of them, compared to one being in every
This room was
level.
clearly built when the pillars were erected. I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life.
Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast. End the vampire's parasitic curse and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse. And after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna save this, and this is the end of this first part. This is the end of this first part, and then we will continue later, whenever I decide that I'm feeding for this series, or I'll let you guys. Alrighty, so alright guys, that's my time. Deuces.